In this video, we'll be covering the infection chain that led to the compromised host with the REMCOS RAT. In the last video, we saw the network traffic, and now we'll do some forensic analysis to see the code that is running behind the scenes. So stay tuned. Hi, it's Anthony from Black Peak Security, where we help you out on your cyber journey. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. So let's jump into it. Here is the infection chain from email to the REMCOS installation. To start off, we need to deep dive in the email file and extract the malicious Excel without getting infected. We'll then go to our simulated Windows client and execute the file, enabling macros to see if indeed it's reaching out to the OneDrive URL. If you remember, in the PCAP, we saw a GET request to OneDrive. We'll then try to see the code running and making a call to the .241 IP address, where we'll see obfuscated code. Obviously, we'll try to de-obfuscate it and reveal what the code does, and ultimately getting to the executable in the Calient.jpg that is on the .167 IP address that hosts in fact the REMCOS RAT. After the infection, we know that there has been a lot of encrypted traffic, so God knows what's happening behind it. Well, not God. Forensics expert will do. Back in our REMNUX machine, now let's try and open the email file and extract the Excel. We'll call the new file payment.xlsb. Fine. So as you know, this is the file. When we open the email, we have a couple of sections, and this is the file that we want, the payment remittance advice something.xlsb. So we're gonna try and copy that information out. Okay. So now, hold on, let me do that. So now we created the payment.xlsb file that contains only the attachment. Now let's see if we can get it across to our Windows machine. So now we are on our test Windows client. Let's try and get the Excel format, the Excel file on it. We made the connection. Now let's download the file. There it is, payment.xlsb. Let's just drag and drop it here. There it is. We can close that. So now we need to set up a few other things on the REMNUX machine and the Windows client before we actually open the file. So we're going to start off with opening fake DNS here. Okay. Open iNet sim. Which is going to simulate our connection. Because bear in mind, both computers are not connected to the internet. So whatever traffic is happening from the Excel file, it's not going to go to the internet. It's going to go from the Excel file, from the Windows machine, to the REMNUX machine, and we're going to try and capture everything that's happening on the REMNUX machine itself. And we're going to open Wireshark here. Right. So before we start the capture, let's just go to the Windows machine and change some settings as well. So on the test Windows client, we just opened Process Hacker. We just want to see the process running for this exercise. We don't want to really use the other tools, since the idea is just to see if in fact the connection is going to OneDrive. And I just want to see with Process Hacker that the process is indeed running. So let's open the file. Yes. See, where is the Excel? That's the Excel file. Okay. And we want to enable macros, obviously, because what is it saying? This is a secured confidential document. Please enable editing. Okay. And then macros. So let's just enable. Oops, something's happening. There you go. You see the PowerShell that's been spawned. conhost.exe. Let's give it a few more seconds. All right, process is done. Now let's go back to the REMCOS machine. So on the REMCOS machine, if we have a look at the Wireshark, if we search for the DNS, use the DNS filter, we want to see if the file has tried to reach OneDrive. Now, I know for a fact that these are all legitimate. These are fine, because that's how the test machine is made. So it's making those connections. I know about them, they're legitimate. But what we're looking for is the OneDrive. There it is. OneDrive. And that's it, and that's how we know. Unfortunately, we were not able to see the contents of the PowerShell code because the traffic in the PCAP, in the original PCAP, if you remember, the one that we downloaded from our traffic analysis, was encrypted. So, plus I'm pretty sure the URL is down by now. So, but what's not encrypted is the GET request to the .241 site. So let's have a look at that. Just open the original PCAP file that's from our traffic analysis, and as you can see, there's the GET request to OneDrive. Then we have the GET request to this address where we're downloading the JPEG that's not actually a JPEG, and the Kaliant is next. So since we're not able to get the contents of this file, because if you remember, the traffic was encrypted, so we have the GET request, and then from here on, traffic is encrypted. We don't know what's happening to this. But here, traffic is not encrypted, so we can find out. So if we follow the HTTP stream, there we can see that code is running with active X object, and there's a PowerShell code, and this code here is obfuscated. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna de-obfuscate the code and see what's happening. So now we got the code in CyberChef. I just copied and pasted it here, and let's see if we can de-obfuscate it. Now we can use the hex filter, and as you can see now it's a little bit more readable, but still it doesn't make a lot more sense, because maybe we need to de-obfuscate it a bit more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this part, I'm gonna paste it here. Well, now this makes some more sense. So you see we have the system, reflection, assembly, load with partial name, Microsoft, Visual Basic, something, google.com, Visual Basic call, HTTP, and that's the address of the Kaliant JPEG. This is what we want. So now that we know that a PowerShell code ran after we made the connection to the .241, once we de-obfuscated the code, we found out that in fact the PowerShell made another connection to the .167 IP address where the Kaliant.jpg file resides, and this is in fact the RAT. So going back to the PCAP, if you remember, we have the option of downloading whatever files are on the PCAP itself. So export objects, HTTP, and here is the Kalian file. So what we're going to do is we're going to download Kalian. Here's the file. Now let's see the contents. This is a huge file. Now unfortunately, de-obfuscating this file is not in the scope of this video, as it will require a lot more work. But let me know in the comments section if you'd like me to make such a video. As you know, the last step of our PCAP file is reaching the command and control server of the REMCOS RAT. And we can see that here. Here, we see the 7.9 SYN-SYNAC connection, TLS connection being made. So we know that this is in fact the REMCOS RAT, and then we see a lot of traffic going back and forth between our machine and the command and control server. Unfortunately, remote access tools are capable of completely controlling your system, so it's anyone's guess what the person on the other side wants to achieve. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and click on the like icon. It's free, so what do you care? Also, if you have any suggestions on the video, let me know. I want to grow the community so we can all learn and grow together. Knowledge is power. So if I can help you grow and provide a better life for you and your family, then it's all good. If you haven't watched part 1, please do so, as it will make things much clearer. From Black Peak Security, I was your host Anthony. Ciao.